All right. Welcome one, welcome all to the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. Today I am your host, JT. And if you could, hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us. And we're going to do our little Wednesday roundup on what happened in baseball and throughout the sports world. Let's just start out with the biggest story in sports. The Dodgers. Unbelievable. On Shohei Obtani bobblehead day, and from what I hear, there was crowds gathering 3 hours before the stadium opened. It is literally the hottest of hot items. The Braves took a 5-0 lead. Dodgers rallied, tied it 5-5, and then, of course, in the bottom of the ninth, the main man himself, Shohei, stands up to the plate, hits a jack. They win 6-5. It is, it's almost like one of those Hollywood scripts you would never believe could happen. The Dodgers are just that good. Even when they get down 5-0, they don't even rattle. They are just bloody, bloody good. And I honestly thought yesterday was a good day for the Braves to win. Obviously, the Braves haven't won it all this year. It's a shame because it's such a good team, but, it's a long season. The Dodgers yesterday tied the record for the most wins by a reigning world champ with, I believe, the 33 Yankees. Now they have the record to themselves at 8-0. And, you don't want to exaggerate things. I mean, I know there's such a long year to go, but man, this team it looks like we thought it would. I mean, they're deep, they're smart, they play well, they play together. I don't know. It's like a video game. It's like a video game where you give your opponent the first 15 picks. And then you each alternate one. It's like, yeah, okay. Even their 22nd guy is going to be really good. All right, let's go through the Major League Baseball. The Rangers won their second 1-0 game over the Reds. First time the Rangers have done that as an organization. The Pirates put away the Rays. Paul Skeens. Brewers finally win a game. They're 2-4 against the Royals. The Angels played the Cardinals. Cardinals won 12-5. I was watching pictures of that game, or watching video of that game, and it is amazing for an organization like St. Louis, which has a proud history. Nobody was in that stadium. I mean, and I know the Angels aren't a big draw. I get that, but man, it was sad. I mean, I don't know what the announced crowd was, but I looked at the crowd. I couldn't imagine it was over 4,000 or 5,000 people. I mean, Big Mac Land, which is still a thing out there in left field, man, there was nobody. I mean, literally. Blue Jays off to a 5-2 start, first time in history, beat the Nationals. Cubs in that bandbox that the Athletics play in, rocked them 10-2. Giants win again, 5-1. I've had a couple friends who told me the Giants are going to be really good this year, and I didn't buy into it. I really didn't. I was wrong. They're 5-1 away from home. They haven't even played a home game yet. Padres won again, too. They're 7-0, right there on the Dodgers' heels. Guardians 2-4. Yeah, it's been a long road trip. They can't wait to get home. The Mariners beat probably the best pitcher in baseball in Skubal and the Tigers, 3-2. And I'll tell you, if you would have put the gun to my head and said, will the Mariners score over 2 runs? I said, no. I mean, at worst, you're going to get a tie, right? Wrong. Mets, even their season record at 3-3, they beat the Marlins 6-5. The Red Sox behind Crochet beat the Orioles 3-0. We're going to talk to Brother Brian later today about extensions. It's going to be a pretty interesting conversation, I think. Phillies beat the Rockies. Phillies are 4-1. They're playing really good. The Rockies, boy, they're 1-4, and I don't even know what they got to hope for. I mean, it is a good franchise. I just don't. Where do you start? And baseball's a lot different. in terms of rebuild. You know, it's not like you get one player and everything can kind of turn around. It doesn't work that way. And like we mentioned, the Dodgers rallied and beat the Braves, who are still winless on the year. And I'll tell you what, they can't wait to get the hell out. You know what I mean? It's just not going well. I keep harkening back to it, and they sound like a total fool. But man, it's just like a bloody video game with these guys. It really is. Cavaliers in the league beat the Knicks 124-105. The Pacers in a totally meaningless game against the Hornets 119-105. Wizards, Kings, who cares about that game, 116-111. The Heat stopped the Celtics winning streak 124-103. Celtics are on cruise control. They've got the number 2 slot. You know, we better figure out a way how we're going to win Game 7 in Cleveland, I'll tell you that. Mavericks and Hawks, great. Mavericks are going to find a way into the play, and that's going to be spectacular. And the Spurs beat Denver in Denver. Westbrook had another bad day. I mean, really, how does he even put his face back in that locker room after those 2 terrible gaffes in that classic game against Minnesota? I mean, boy, there's got to be a lot of love in there. I mean, really, it's Jokic. If Jokic turns on you, you're in real trouble. Thunder beat the Pistons in a game that really wasn't that close. I will say Cade Cunningham didn't play for the Pistons. I watched most of that game. They battled. They do. There's no quit in that team. There really isn't. And the Clippers rounded it out by beating the Pelicans. And, you know, I got to say, and I've said it before, the Clippers are having a heck of a year. I'm really proud of them. I'm not a Clipper fan, most to say, but they've exceeded expectations all year. Let's go over to the National Hockey League real quick. Rangers beat the Wild in overtime 5-4. Hurricanes, who I think are a sleeper team. Scott's a lot better about hockey than I am, but I think they're a sleeper team in the East. They beat the Capitals 5-1. Ovechkin, though, did get a goal. We got that going on. The Maple Leafs in a very, very possibly predictive playoff matchup. At home, beat the Panthers 3-2. The Avalanche, last play in the shootout, beat the Avalanche. The Avalanche beat the Blackhawks, 3-2. And the Kraken took care of the Canucks 5-0. Wow, the Canucks have kind of really fallen off. I'm not a big Rick Tocchet fan to begin with, but there we go. We got that going for us. So, I don't know if you heard what Brother Scott and I were talking about on the podcast yesterday, but I had a friend who listened to it, and he was saying, wow, you really got something there about how deep and dark they get in college basketball, especially with that NIL money. And, you know, all the commentators are out there and they're talking about, oh, NIL is changing it. I just don't think that these colleges have really been above board, even in the NIL. They think they're still finding ways to try and screw the player. You know, if you're a superstar player, maybe. But, you know, their argument is, well, you know, we never paid you for the last 80 years. You know, we're going to promise you $100,000, and then once you enroll and sign the contract, we know we got you for a year, and we don't have to pay you. And it's kind of despicable, and it's kind of terrible, but I guess that's what happens. All right, if you could, though, please hit that subscribe and like button. It means a lot to us. Leave some comments. Always appreciate that. And we will see you soon.